welcome to Dream Free.
What's up, guys?
It's been a long minute.
Yeah, man.
But we're back, and we have a few updates for you.
Yeah, and just shout out to our supporters, our family and friends, and people who look for our videos, who support us. Most of you that are super close to us know what's been going on, but those who do not, life happened, and coming out of 2020 and trying to get into 2021 and trying to find our new normal has been rough. We've gone through a couple of surgeries within the past year. Lost my hero, my brother. He passed away, so we were kind of dealing with that. So we've just been trying to just keep our heads above water. We're still here in the Midwest.
Yeah, we are.
That's going to change, but we're still here. So our family has expanded.
Yes, we have 2 dogs now. We started off with 1, and we had never, as a couple, had any pets.
Right.
But after COVID, we kind of needed a little something extra in our life.
100%.
And so we got a dachshund, a boy, and we got him this winter, and his name is Brother.
Yes.
So you will be seeing him in some of our future videos. Yeah,
we got Brother initially because I lost my brother, and I needed some emotional support. I needed, kind of a reset. Yeah. And so we got him and named him Brother. You wanted something
to hold on to.
Yeah. And then Little Mama.
Yeah, and then this, at the end of the winter, beginning of spring, we got another dachshund. Her name is Coco. We should have named her too much. We should have named her Sassy. Yeah. We should have named her Show Out.
Something.
Because she is something else. Beautiful, but something else.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing her soon in our videos if we can keep them still long enough. But we will be adding a photo or two in this video at this point of the video. So by the time you see it, you'll see them.
Absolutely. And in case you haven't been able to figure out, we apologize for the noise in the back. We're actually, we are at a campground, and it's a cool 70 degrees today, and we anticipated coming and having a little peace because we thought there's no way anybody's in the water. It's overcast and cold. But, so there's a ton of kids in the water.
In the water, playing and making noise, and I can't believe that the water is anywhere above 55, maybe.
Yeah, it's cold to us anyway.
Yeah, I guess if it's your summer break, hey, do it.
Right, YOLO.
Yeah. But so we've decided to sit for a little while longer. We have actually taken a gig, and we've tried our hand. We're trying our hands at work camping.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, which if you're on this channel and you do anything with RVing, well, you may or may not know about work camping, but essentially, in a nutshell, different campgrounds offer you to be able to come there and volunteer a certain amount of hours
in exchange
for your stay. Now, there is too many variations to really talk about in terms of amenities and what else comes along with it.
Because every place is different.
Every place is different.
Some campgrounds offer a lot more. Some offer a lot less.
Yeah, but the minimum is generally just a full hookup site
in exchange for some hours.
You volunteering a certain amount of hours. And again, there's so much that goes into it. We really can't really break it down, but that's essentially
every scenario.
Every scenario is different. But for us, that's what we're doing right now is we're camping.
And so for us as a couple, we have to do 15 hours a week in exchange for a full hookup site, which includes, of course, water, sewer, and our electric.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good gig. It's our first gig, so we're trying our hand at it. We, of course, there's always the possibility of adding hours if we choose to do that. But with the work camping gig that we've accepted, all we have to do is 15 hours. Right. Now, I personally am doing all of the 15 hours, which isn't much. But if we both as a couple decided to do it, we just have to split that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. For some people, that's not something that they want to do. You know, they want to go and they want to camp and they'll pay for their site, and that's just kind of what they want to do. But for us, it's worked out.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a lot easier on the pockets than
it is
than anything, and which was our goal. Really, is just being able to save a little bit of cash. So but you know, we do want to talk a little bit about work camping, and if you all decided that you wanted to try it, we want to just kind of throw out a couple tips just that we've learned. Again, this is our first gig, but just some things that we've learned that we'll know going into the next gig, and hopefully give you some tips to where you may have a good experience. So so let's talk about some of the pros and the cons and the
okay. So the first pro for me would be that we don't have to pay. We don't have to pay for our site. We don't have to worry about the cost of the site. We don't have to worry about the cost of our electricity.
Right.
And we work minimum hours. 15 hours in a 7-day week is not bad at all. I personally only do office work and like cafe work. So it's split, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Another good thing is, for me, a pro is that you get to see a lot in the area. If you do it, and you do it in an area that you've always wanted to visit, it allows you the freedom to just move around and see and visit and sightsee and things like that. How about you? Pros?
You know, I'm going back to the money. The pro for me is being able to not have to pay for that monthly site.
Yeah.
And you know, you do get discounts. Our particular one, we get discounts in the camp store.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's the pro. That's the end all be all, especially right now, is being able to save money. And again, being in an area where you, as she said, being able to explore and maybe even afford to be in a nice campground that may not necessarily have been affordable on our own, especially an extended length of time. Yeah.
Any more pros?
I can't think of one.
Me either.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll get to the cons.
So the first con for me would be
and this is the particular campground that we're at. So this isn't to say that our cons or our tips or our not to do's or what to do's. It's not going to be a blanket. It's not going to be the same for everyone. We're specifically talking about the gig that we are now. Some things that we had wished that we had talked about, and some lessons learned. Okay, so I'm not going to go far into the cons, but I will give you one. For me, the biggest con would be commitment. You've committed yourself to a certain amount of time,
certain amount of time weekly. And although it allows you a lot of hours, however, if you want to get away, if you decide, hey, this isn't really working for me, we would like to go somewhere else. I mean, in a lot of places, you don't necessarily have a contract. For this place, we have not signed a contract. However, we made a commitment. Right. And so we want to stick it out. Right. And sometimes it could be a little tough because there are a lot of times you want to see family and friends that aren't close. Mm-hmm. You want to just go to the beach. And unfortunately, where we are, we have a lake, but we don't have the ocean. Right. So, that is a con for me. Instead of giving you more cons, I'm just going to give you things to remember when you decide, and if you decide to take a work camping gig. Right. Now, what about you? Cons?
Cons for me, bugs. That's a con. No. Okay. So a con for me in terms of work camping, and this particular gig is not necessarily feeling supported by the management. I think is for me not feeling supported. And
your concerns.
And appreciated,
and
concerns,
not feeling
cared
supported.
about, so for me, you're kind of, like I said, we've made the commitment, so any con, unless it's detrimental to our health or anything like that, our safety, we just, you kind of move on past it. Yeah.
And we do understand that with work camping, you kind of have to be flexible. Yeah. But there are sometimes there are things that you feel are just not right. They're just not right. And
for example, the particular campground that we are right now, so we're brown.
Yeah, we're brown, see?
And no one else is.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But the issue with that is we don't feel supported in terms of politics or the expression of one's political views, meaning flags of a certain political party,
and the way that they're worded,
words like F this particular political candidate. Spelled out, and in full view. If I had my grandchild with me,
who
can read, I would have issue with that, and so that's a little bit offensive. And you having expressed that already in one form or another, that concern to management, and have it be overlooked. Is a little disheartening.
Yeah, and we've also, as work campers, been placed in situations that we didn't feel really comfortable in or safe in. Right. And not for it wasn't nothing that was our particular fault. Right. But something that had affected us directly. And management has not done their best to ensure that we, as
their work, the situation.
To diffuse the situations.
Yeah. So if you're going into work camping, definitely prior to showing up at that campground, make sure that everything is discussed that you can think about. Any questions that you have, be transparent.
Any concerns that you personally have, ask those specific questions.
Yeah.
If whether or not, if you're same gender loving,
You want to talk about it.
Yeah, you want to talk about it. Ask, if there are anti-discrimination policies
Right.
in place. Ask if there's anything in writing. Ask, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to make sure that the compensation is clear, your job description is clear, because you get into a situation and you think it's going to be one thing, you think you're going to be doing one job, and you get into that job and you're doing the job, but it's
then you're required to do 10 other jobs at the same time.
Exactly. And not everyone has the same work ethic, and so if you're with someone or with staff that's not necessarily work campers, you kind of have to take up that slack, and that's something that you do on a regular job. Nobody really wants to do the first shift, third shift, second shift battle, and things not being done and having to do more work than necessary because management isn't, I don't know how to put it.
I don't know. It's a really sensitive subject. Although we wanted to come here and discuss work camping, we wanted to be as honest as possible. However, there are a lot of details that we can't speak on.
Yeah, and we don't want to, because we're grateful. We're grateful not just to God, but for the opportunity of being chosen. And we plan to continue to work camp. Yeah. This is just our first experience, but anyone going into it, definitely make sure that everything is clear. If there's a situation that comes up, make sure that you voice that. Yeah. And as I said, just try and make sure, as long as it's not detrimental to your health or your safety, you could pretty much get past anything. But you definitely want to, we didn't expect to have to, for instance, mow our own lawn around our camper
without a lawnmower.
Yeah. As work campers, we were in a spot, and within, I'd say 10 or 15 feet, there's unfortunately another camper that's not a work camper had been placed, and so near us, and so
management, of course, tends to their lawns and landscaping. However, they intentionally go around the work campers' lawns and things like that. We just didn't expect to have to worry about a lawnmower and doing our own lawn. Of course, as work campers, we know that it's a possibility that could have been our job, to do the lawns. But we didn't know outside of that we would be responsible for our own.
Yeah. And so, and it's not a huge deal. It's just, you just want to be clear. Just make sure that you're clear. Find out where you're going to be. Yeah. Get a site map. Put that, try to have that in writing. This is a site that we're going to be at, and just really try to get as many things as possible, because you're interviewing and you're excited about getting the gig, and you want to impress them, and you want to hear what they're saying, and they're listening to you, and everybody's excited, and next thing you know, you accept the position without being 100% clear on as many things as possible.
And then, like with us, this is our first time, right? We don't personally know other work campers. We are in work camping groups. However, this is our first experience. So we had no idea that we should ask questions about, so does the work campers have a particular area? Are the work campers placed within the community, or is there a separate area for work campers? As a work camper, am I required to tend to my own lawn as well as the lawns of others? As a work camper, Yeah, you know, just
A
I
whole
don't know.
bunch of
It's
stuff.
just a whole bunch. It's just a whole bunch of things, you know. But definitely, tops for us would be just ask specific the specific questions that are important to you, the things that are important to you,
And
the
get it in
things,
writing.
yes, and get it in writing. Because a lot of times things are promised, but if you don't have it in writing,
Where's the proof?
yeah, where's
the
proof?
receipts?
And you know, it's a possibility you might be told that you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Flat out wrong.
yeah. So
But yes,
that's our experience so far in terms of work camping. We're definitely not sour to it.
no, because we're taking
and
another gig.
Yep, and we don't want you to be sour. It's definitely for some people, it's definitely the best choice
Yeah.
for you. And so, yeah, what's next? So I'll tell you another thing. We do plan to be more active on the page. We definitely, as we said, we're sitting. And, you know, once this gig is up, we do plan to take another gig. And we'll be sitting for another, 6 months.
Yeah, we plan on doing it for at least a year.
Yeah.
At least a year. And we want to travel as far as we can. To as many places as we can.
Yeah, and so during that year, we're going to be renovating our camper.
Yes.
We've done a ton of things we haven't shown you guys. You guys don't know. We've taken out so much stuff and put so much stuff in, and everything is half done.
Everything.
Everything is half done, but it's either out or in.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so we're going to be
taking us
doing
a little
that.
longer because we're not professionals. We've
Yeah.
never done this before, and we're learning as we go.
Exactly.
Somewhere in the future, far in the future, we'll give you a tour of our travel trailer as well.
Yeah, because we're taking pictures and, definitely keeping up, but man, it's a whole lot. You guys won't believe what's the transformation thus far with our trailer, and a lot of it has been out of necessity because of our puppies.
Dogs. Yes,
So,
they require a little bit.
Yeah, and so we're going to be sitting. We're going to be posting videos about that. We have some projects coming up. We've actually established around 3.5 businesses.
Yes.
Some old, some new. And we are definitely going to be sharing what we'll be selling, what we'll be doing, what we'll be offering in the next, upcoming months. But we really wanted to make sure that, all of our lives we've promoted other people's visions.
Yeah.
We all do everything we do. Just sitting in this golf cart. The golf cart was somebody's vision.
Absolutely.
And so we want to be successful and want to make sure that we are relevant and our businesses become necessities, things that you have to have. And when I say have to have, I mean, even if it's retail therapy you have to have, we want you to have it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be talking about those things in the next coming months. Websites will be coming. Yeah. So we're back. We're healing.
Yeah. And in the meantime, visit us on we are on YouTube. Visit us on Facebook and check out our Instagram. We'll keep you updated there as well. And
Links will be in the bottom.
Links will be in the bottom, and you can go to our Instagram and see pictures of our babies.
Yeah, man. So I think that's it. Again, we appreciate your support.
Yeah.
And, keep us in your thoughts and prayers.
And see you in the next video.